when no one knows who you are, that tends to be the most easiest in terms of just focusing, fully looking in on whatever goal you strive for. You know, it's the lack of and the desire to want and feel like you're worthy of attaining certain thing that drives you forward to achieve what you want. And we use male aggression and testosterone to guide us and fuel us to achieve our goals in whatever field that may be. And as the title suggests, in this topic video, we're going to be talking about the content of women. I remember, man, and this is not to say that I'm at the top where I want to be, but I'm just using me as an example. But I remember when 5 years ago, my entire purpose of working out, other than to just gain a body that I always wanted and found it attractive and to stop people from bullying me, another core reason which really got me going, was to attract women. That was a big motivator for me, to attract women and to keep going. And I trained hard for 5 years, and I would say, based on reactions and how I feel about myself, that I've built a physique that draws some eyeballs and turns some heads back. Like I'm 190 pounds now, 5'9". Every time I walk outside, it's some form of double take from both men and women. Sign of respect, rarity if you will, because I never used to have that 5 years ago. I remember I used to be a skinny black kid, man, walking around in public, no one give a fuck. It wasn't until I got in shape people really started noticing, and it's a good feeling. And when that good feeling comes and happens, assuming you put in the work, this is where the real challenge comes in, because then you tend to get comfortable. And this doesn't even have to be on a fitness sense, but it's just success in general and how men are very, perceptive to fall in when they see some form of attraction from women. And honestly, guys, it's one thing for me to just shame me for it, to which I should, but at the same time, I don't blame you. It's nice. 6 out of 10 walks past gives you attention. You guys may say, oh, it's a 6 out of 10. Guys, do you know how beautiful 6 out of 10 is? The average woman's like a 6, and most women are pretty hot as well. And they probably got all the I don't know, physical desirements that a man finds attractive. And then they use that of their feminine energy to try, lunge you in, pull you in. It's difficult for a man, for most men, man. So I can empathize. And this is why I'm telling you to settle for more. Don't settle just now. We need to wait it out. And the real test of success is when you become successful. You see all the time with sports athletes, man. They get money, they're doing well in the Champions League, Football League. They're I don't know if they're a boxer, they're doing pretty well there. You're a basketballer, you're shooting the hoops. You're tall, muscular, handsome. All these things, man. Like, you're a prodigy in the sport of the game. Winning all this money, you're promising. People expect a lot of things from you. They see like, oh, you're the next stop. And perhaps you are the next stop, but now you never know, because you went out and slept with all these women. You stopped training as hard. You started training a few hours later. You're letting go on your diet. You're letting go on your diet. You started partying a lot more. You got a girl pregnant when it wasn't time yet. A lot of basketballers do that. Boxers, they're at the top. They fool. Flipping Mike Tyson did it. He could have gone undefeated. I would go as far as to say, if he didn't if he avoided the last ones around the right people, perhaps he could have gone undefeated his whole career. We will never know. Well, I don't even know much footballers. All I know is at the top of my head is Marcus Rashford. He was partying at some point. I just saw this picture of him at some club. That's why I just thought of him at the top of my head. And this one basketballer, I forgot his name, but I know it was like 22 or something like that. Got a girl, older woman pregnant. It's like 10, 15 years older than him. I forgot his name. I don't know much sports athletes, but the point applies. The real test begins when you start to. The real test of sexual discipline begins when you start to attract women. And I believe, the two tests I gave in you are the two tests that God will test you with. In terms of your overall drive and resolve, obviously, with the first test being with what I'm willing to assume the majority of men kind of have to be tested with and have that as a default issue. When you're not pulling the woman you want, the quality of woman you want, it pisses us off, man. It makes us angry. It's like, fuck, you really knuckle down. I'm still like that now. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm better in comparison to what I was 5 years ago. Because 5 years ago, I was attracting no women. I do now because I have a relatively good physique. Look at that, man. Hopefully the camera caught that well. But even then, I'm not satisfied because I know there's a higher tier of women out there. There's a scale, there's an 8, there's a 9, there's 10, bro. A lot of people, and this is something about society. I don't know why, but we like to shame the very, very top. And the reason for that is because it's primarily, for the most part, unattainable to most people. And I was that one guy that barely got girls in school. And I'm not telling you it's all about girls, but hey, attracting women plays a massive factor in a man's life. And hey, he doesn't want that feeling. I'm not ashamed to say I work hard for myself for women. Not to say I do it entirely for them, but hey, it's a factor in my life I want to tick off. Because I've been that guy in high school that barely gets shit, man. It fucking sucks. I don't want that for the rest of my life. Fuck that, I only live once. Let's experience what it's like at the top. With that being said, I want the tens. I don't care, man. I've been the one. I want to be at the top now. Make my life interesting, man. I don't want to die with a sense of regret. Settling, knowing that I was able to get more. Let's aim for the top, man. Let's get the tens. Let's level up. Let's become a 10. Let's get the tens. That's how my brain works now. Like I told you about the two tests God give you. First one being when you have nothing. You're kind of forced to work hard. But it is a lot easier to work hard when you have nothing. Because you don't have anyone in your ear. It's a lot easier to really focus, zone in on your tasks. There's no lust, there's no women in your face. Like with me, I think I've given myself an unfair advantage, primarily because of the fact that I have not used Instagram for 3 years. Yeah, and in fact, it's even easier for me because I don't like Instagram. It's fucking boring. It's softcore porn. Tell me it isn't. Softcore porn. Every time you just see women talking their asses, and they're generally not even high value women. Like if you go up to them in real life, if you were to meet them in real life, they'll try wish-wash what they do for work. They'll say, "Oh, I run a social media agent, man." I say, "We know you're a porn star. We know you do sex work. Stop lying to us, men. Bring it out of your mouth, man. Just tell us what you do. We know you're a hoe. What the fuck's wrong with you? And it's stuff like that. I forgot what I was even saying now. Yeah, I don't use Instagram, so that's giving me an unfair advantage. So it's a lot easier for me to look in, And I'm not interested in posting thirst traps, getting women through online or anything like that. As crazy as it may sound, because most people do, and I don't blame them also. I prefer real life, So let's talk about real life. When you do get to the point where you're starting to attract a lot of women. Now the hard part is to say no. It's to say no. And really have the discernment to vet out a woman in the beginning stages, because what a lot of people do, and a lot of men fall for this, when you start attracting women, you're at the top now, but you just pick her simply because of beauty. And I'm not telling you to disregard her beauty. When we start off just dating in general, I would like to imagine, and common sense tells me, that you can look good in some way, shape or form. But I don't know, there's just something about us men. Whenever you see a hot woman attracted to you, usually the first, because most of us men have never pulled women like that back in high school, college. I'm talking about adult life now. A lot of us men, we turn super stupid. It's like all our intelligence just goes out the window. You start accepting shit that you wouldn't accept, but you're just so lost. Your brain is so blinded with lust. Your brain is so blinded with breasts, arts, tits and face and waist and hips and vagina that you forget your morals. And even if she is hot, you kind of lower your standards, but you would think that you're not because she's pretty, but you're seeing habits and signs of her that you don't like, but you still accept it. Do you see where I'm coming from when I'm talking about the real success comes when you start attracting women? Because you really need to vet this shit out, man. You need to have discernment. You need to really be able to see it. You need to see past the pussy, man. You need to see past it and really see the heart now. Now prioritize both ideally, but most men turn really stupid when they start to attract the woman they want. That lust kicks in, man. I know, and I understand. It's hard for us men sometimes, man. It's hard. It's hard. So you gotta have that discipline to remind ourselves, because a lot of men fall through this, man. A lot of celebrities fall through this. I'm sure you've seen stories all over the internet. Love can be blinding. Blinds you to think that it is what it is, but it's not what it is. It's lust. That shit's blinding, man. So God tests you in two ways. When you have nothing, alright, God says, okay, you did well. Most athletes are like that when they have nothing. They're backed into a corner when they're starting out with their career. They kind of have no choice but to grind, put in the hours, put in the work really hard. God says, okay, I salute you. You deserve all the money. You deserve the house or the car. You've worked for this shit. You put in the work for your career. You deserve to have your family set up. And naturally, the law of order tells me, and you know, the woman's nature, the hypergamy tells me, when a man's at the top, naturally, they're of status now. They're gonna have the highest of picking, and you know, so who's also gonna pay interest to that? Women. When we love people at the top, they will love it, and if they had the option, they always would attract the highest. They would kind of attract. If they were the bum, and they know there's another man out there of a higher status that wants him, her ovaries are gonna be tingling up and getting juicy and wet, and she's gonna have thoughts of cheating on the man. And this is why most women cheat. The modern day woman cheats because he's doing better. And if that's the man that can provide her with what she wants out of life, her female life goals, aligns to her female life goals, security, protection, all that good stuff, she's gonna bounce into the chad of higher status. So you got that marked. So now it's okay. So now all these women are looking at you. What do? Because you have the success now, you have the money, your career's doing well. Destined for more paychecks in the future, contracts. Now it's stick or twist. Do you settle now? For what? It's probably like 7s or 8s in front of you. Or do you keep twisting the knife in your career, working hard, focusing on yourself, becoming more of a man of human excellence for the 9s and 10s that await you 5 to 10 years down the line? And a lot of men get comfortable, because I know even 7s or 8s are hard. And there's nothing wrong with dating a 7 or 8, bro. They're stunning. But most men settle when they know they have more potential in the boy. And then if you want 7s or 8s, you can do that too. You can do that too. I'm not gonna stop you, man. I'm never gonna stop you for that shit, man. Go for what you want. There's nothing wrong with 7s or 8s. I'd say it's the sweet spot. But for the people who are extra ambitious, I mean, that's waiting for you. If you really go for it, those quality of women are waiting for you also. Most men, they don't tap into their full potential. They settle. Then they become broke. Then they take L's in their career that they easily could have avoided had they put in the work. And now they're losing the quality of women that they went for. Which is funny, because that was like meters away if they really just gave them one last push. And I also make this video for myself. Naturally, as a man become more attractive when they're older. I'm in a spot now where I'm not the most attractive person, but I'm at a point where, I've been training for 5 years, look good. So naturally, I just pull the attention of women just for being in shape. It's easy, and it's also incredible how that shit works now, because I remember when I was like 5 years ago, but I did not get noticed at all. Man, I was just a flipping NPC. And now it's like, go on, do you stick or twist? Do you settle down, do you get in a relationship now? Or do you twist the knife, wait for 10, 15 years, 10, 20 years to really get the type of woman you want? I'm going to twist the knife, because I know what's ahead. I don't know about you, but I just had to spit this game to you, let you know, Keep that in mind in your male journey, because it's a very tempting thing. Lust is not a joke, it's a real thing, man. And a lot of men fall for it, and it's fucking us all up. So if my words could, just keep you aware, then I'd like to assume that I played my part.